I got time for this fuckery today. Hi. How you doing, human being? So, before you start commenting, I think that the education that is required in this conversation, just to begin, first off, I'm speaking to you from the ancestral lands of the Pokagon Band, Potawatomi, the Wee, the Kickapoo, the Lenni Lenape, known as the Delaware, and also the Miami, also the Mascoutin and the Shawnee, who were not part of the St. Mary's 1818 Treaty, and I want to thank the people that are still here today. Secondly, I'd like to talk about Mr. George Washington's teeth. You see, a lot of people don't understand because they don't read. They talk and they don't read. So if you're talking and you're not reading and you don't know your history, that should probably be the first indicator to know that you probably shouldn't be writing things like this down, because it's an implicit way of saying what you're actually saying. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, you know, because George Washington, they taught us when we were kids that he had wooden dentures, okay? But they didn't teach us in school what those dentures and how they were made and what they were made of, which were enslaved people's teeth or just povertized people's teeth, because the entire foundation of dentistry, okay, actually served from people who were so povertized, either they would use people that had already been moved on, or people that were povertized would actually sell their teeth for what little bit of money they could get to survive. Now, the other aspect that is not often, it has been published, absolutely, and I hope that you guys go look all this up, because this person here clearly needs to take some time today instead of spreading fuckery and threats, which, by the way, hate crime, you can serve up to 10 years in a for-profit prison for that. And according to the new guy in charge, okay, anybody that's even accused of something like that is potentially going to be rounded up, regardless of your heritage, okay? To which the appropriate party I will be filing this comment under. So, George Washington's teeth were also lined with lead. Imagine the amount of lead poisoning a person would have, keeping lead inside of their mouth, okay, that is fashioned with multitudes of different people's teeth in your head. And the reason that they had to have false teeth was because they knew that presentation really mattered to the public, that if you were wealthy, you had to be smart, and thus you probably should be in charge, okay? We don't even have to imagine the different laws and constitutions that this person wrote with all that lead poisoning circulating throughout their blood. But let's talk about the implicit slight that you just posted here. We see you. Did you know that Bushrod Washington, do you know who that person is? You should look him up, all right, to know what he was working on. And so, just to translate what you're saying for the rest of the public, whose teeth are in your mouth? So you see, folks, when you write things down, it just gives us opportunity to speak about the history that you refuse to learn or that you know about, and then we see you for exactly who you are.